what's up, everybody? This is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. My name is Michael Johnson.
And my name is Juwan Rohan, and we are your host. And let's dive into today's topics. Let's start off with music. What'd you think?
I thought, like I was saying earlier, before we came in, I didn't listen to too much music this weekend. I listened to a lot of music, but not a lot of the new music that came out. I was kind of still listening to stuff from last week. I had just finished Party Next Door's album all the way through, which I actually really liked. And I was listening to still just been listening to some older stuff that came out the last couple weeks.
Speaking of Party Next Door's album, I listened to it again like 3 more times, and it's a lot better than I originally thought. But the song "Savage Anthem,"
that's the one that stuck out to me a lot.
That's the one that actually made me like the album.
Really,
like
that
dude is
crazy.
Talking his shit. Yeah. It's some shit that dudes know about. They just never talk about.
I'm like, man.
I was like, oh shit, he hit some nerves.
That was pretty crazy. But yeah, obviously the Toosie Slide was a big one that everybody was waiting for.
What'd you think of the video I just showed you?
I thought the video was cool. I thought it was a typical Drake video, which is not not negative. It was a house tour. So it was
the embassy.
Exactly. I thought it was a cool video. I'm a big Drake fan, so I thought it was dope.
What?
He knows how to make things popular.
I was just about to say he knows how to market.
Yeah.
That song is literally for TikTok. Like I've seen so many TikTok dances to it already. It's ridiculous.
I'm sure.
But he's always ahead of the curve. He knows what he's doing, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, y'all really like this song? Y'all just bored in the house?" Like, yeah, it's obviously not one of his best songs, but he did it for a reason, and the reason was to have people react to it. Yeah. The reason was to have people dance to it, to build something on TikTok, and he did just that. I think he's a genius. I really do.
He definitely is.
Yeah. So shout out Toosie Slide. What else you listen to? Would you I guess go back to listening to from
other than Party, I was listening to
The Weeknd maybe.
I've been listening to The Weeknd a lot.
God, his Party's album is so much better than The Weeknd's. To me, I'm not a huge Weeknd fan. Like, not when he does stuff like that.
The Weeknd's album, it wasn't great. I think we talked about it last week a little bit. It wasn't great, but it was cool. Like there's a few songs that I really liked on there. If you haven't heard "Scared to Live," that's like one of my favorite songs.
I like "Escape to LA."
That one was cool too. So it wasn't like his best work, but I've still been listening to it though, and I've been listening to Janae. I know that came out like a month ago. I've been listening to bits and pieces of the Jay-Z and that Jay-Z album.
Oh, the Jay Electronica.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard
you
one.
You gotta
to
like
all the way
sit
through.
there. Yeah,
but
you gotta sit and listen.
It's really good. And just been going back listening to singles and stuff like that. But
all right, bro, you gotta catch up, man. We need something to talk about over here.
I just feel like this weekend was other than that Drake song. I didn't think a lot of stuff stuck out. What about you?
Nah,
what stuck out to you this weekend?
A lot of big artists didn't. You're right about that. But there are some underground people I do want to shout out. Not underground. I mean, they're pretty mainstream. They're just not as The Weeknd mainstream.
Yeah.
Rod Wave. Pray for Love. He was the one that was like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, everyone was singing that. He released his album Friday. I gave it a listen. Pretty dope. He's a cool like vibe singer. He's like a Roddy Ricch type of.
Like he comes up on my Spotify.
Yeah, he's cool.
I'll check him out.
The album's called Pray for Love. Rod Wave. And then Kiana Lede, which I think you'll really like.
No, I listened to Kiana Lede.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know she dropped an album.
Album
okay,
fire. Got some Black on there. Who else? Forgot. So it's fire. It's not that long. It's like 10 songs.
Yeah, she's a good young artist.
I really like her. Her voice is very beautiful. Who else came out? I think that's pretty much all I listened to. I didn't even get a chance to listen to my underground people. I went straight to the mainstream first.
Cool.
Just because I really like Kiana Lede and Rod Wave.
Okay. I definitely check those out.
Yeah, I actually just listen to a lot of podcasts. I've just been learning, man. I've been trying to learn out here.
That's cool. What podcasts have you listened to?
I always listen to Dave Ramsey and Gary Vee every day.
Cool.
But I did. There was a new podcast I just downloaded. I can't remember the name. Well, I'll get back to you guys next week on that one. But it just released, like, last week was the first episode. Haven't listened to the first episode, so when I do, I'll get back to you. But it's about, like, a murder, like, right in front of a police station.
Okay, it's a true story?
Yeah, it's in Chicago, and, like, Chance is in the podcast, like, because he was, like...
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
It's, like, a family friend or some shit. I don't know. So I'll get back to you when I know more about it. But it's been, like, talked about on the radio and stuff. Anyways, let's talk about TV shows. What have you been quarantining and chilling to?
Man, the only thing I've been watching, other than The Simpsons, which is like my go-to, that's my favorite show of all time.
It's so good, and they predicted everything.
Other than The Simpsons, the only like real show that I've been watching has been Ozark, because I was
that was my show I was gonna talk about. It's on the list.
I was late on it, but you know, I'm
where you at right now?
Season 2, episode 8 right now, so I'm almost to season 3. But yeah, that show's really good. I'm a huge Jason Bateman fan. Like he's super funny. So it's like it's weird
funny
seeing
and
him
serious.
in this role.
Yeah,
but it's dope though.
He's a really good actor. That's what you call a great actor.
Really good.
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm a little ahead of you. And,
I can't stand the wife in that show. I don't like the wife's character.
You're definitely not
Wendy,
like her in season 3.
I'm not a fan
You're
of
definitely
her
not.
I don't like her.
Yeah, you're not gonna like her. Man, it's a really good show. Well written. The actors are like not like Oscar-winning actors, but they're very good and they play their roles very well. Like, and I mean, not like they could obviously win an Oscar or something with this, but people don't look at them as like Oscar-winning.
Yeah,
you know,
Oscars are for movies, so.
Yeah, I know, but they can play. They're actors.
I'm just giving not context, but I just don't want to give false information, man.
Yeah, there you go. You know, misguided information.
Exactly.
But they're really good actors.
I know what you mean. Yeah, they play their role. They play their role well.
Even the kids.
Definitely. Yeah, I hate those kids.
But I was gonna say they're hella boring to me.
But nah, it's a good show all around though. That's all I've been watching this week.
Facts. Me too.
All the episodes are super long too. They're all like an hour.
They're super long.
So each episode is like a movie almost.
Super long.
So
I guess I've been I had 2 more shows. I've been watching, or one more show. I've been watching Better Call Saul season 5. That's a spinoff of Breaking Bad. For those who don't know, it was a really good show. Long time ago, and they brought it back. And it's been really good. It's been really good.
Okay, I didn't even watch Breaking Bad. So
what?
Yeah, never watched.
Oh man, yo. You gotta watch it. Yo, audience, come on. Breaking Bad's like the #1 show in America. Or it was. Really good. You gotta sit through the first 2 episodes though, because they're pretty boring. It's like the background, you gotta just understand and sit through it. I had to rewatch it like twice. But I do want to talk about this movie that I watched. It was like an hour and a half long, if that. It's called Cue Ball. You seen it on Netflix?
Oh yeah, I watched Cue Ball maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah. What'd you think?
But I loved it. I thought Cue Ball was great.
It was like,
you know what's funny? I watched that like right before I watched The Tiger King, and like it was funny because I was like, man, this is crazy how because some of the crimes that the dudes that were in there committed were like they're like nothing and they get like life.
Bro, the dude had 23 or something to life. The older dude, black.
Yeah, for possession.
Yes,
like, just because it was his 3rd strike.
He got life for a 3rd strike. And the 2 crimes he did before that weren't even bad. Like, they were bad, but they weren't bad. I would think it was burglary and attempt to burglary.
Exactly, which is crazy. But you got these white people,
serial killers,
starting cults, breeding tigers illegally, import, export, just killing animals. 5 years. Like, slap on the wrist. So I was just like,
That was insane. That was a really good thing, dude. What'd you think of Harry? ATL Smith?
He was a beast.
He's like literally the LeBron James of
prison
jail.
ball. He was a beast. Like that. Yeah, Cue Ball is really good, man.
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't think it was gonna be that good until I actually sat there and watched it and gave it some attention, and I'm very impressed. Shout out to Cue Ball and the directors of that.
Yeah, I loved Cue Ball. Anytime I watch anything about prison though, or just
you learn a lot.
You learn a lot, yeah, but then it angers me because I hate the justice system so much.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, all right, how'd you feel about the coach? We're going to end on this one for Cue Ball. How'd you feel about the coach? Because I was very misguided in my emotions about how to feel about the coach. The coach.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll just say that.
But it hit home because it was a hometown thing that was kind of.
I'll just say that like I understand why I don't have sympathy for the coach.
You don't have sympathy.
That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I don't want to ruin.
No, that's good.
Yeah, but that's all I'll say about it. His situation.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well that wraps up our music and TV shows.
Yeah. I also I did get through. I finished 2 books this week as well.
Oh, there we go.
One is called the $100. No, not $100. I'm sorry. It's called 100 Side Hustles, and it's written by the same author, Chris Guillebeau. I shouted out another one of his books. It was one of my favorite books called The $100 Startup, and this book is called the 100 Side Hustles. So he goes through and teaches you about a bunch of different case studies about a bunch of different side hustles that you could start, and I think it's it's not specific that you can start stuff that people already started, but it's going to give you inspiration and ideas on things that you can go ahead and start. And like right now is the perfect time to kind of just educate yourself, even if you don't have the means or the drive to start something right now. It's a good time to just educate yourself. So I feel like that's a really good book.
That's a good segue to what we're going to get into today.
Yeah, 100 Side Hustles, and then I also finished.
Who's that by?
Chris Guillebeau.
Chris Guillebeau.
Yeah, and then I finished another book called it's called $100,000 in Passive Income. So it's a similar concept. It's just talking about different ways to accumulate $100,000 per year in passive income.
Okay, so
different ideas. That one's by Chris Andrews. So 2 different books, but I finished both of them this week. Definitely recommend both of them.
What give me 2 side hustles you found very interesting.
2 side hustles I found interesting. One is Amazon FBA. It's popular.
Yeah,
it's drop shipping.
Yeah.
Fulfillment by Amazon. That's what FBA stands for.
You can easily gross $1 million.
I wouldn't say easily.
I mean, like
it's not
easily, but like obviously you gotta put work. But none of this stuff. Retail arbitrage is like the number one thing right now.
Yeah, I mean none of this stuff is easy though. I mean I'm not one to like I don't like when people or entrepreneurs try to tell people that stuff is easy. It's not easy to accumulate that amount of money.
Oh, you're talking about the people who sell those courses?
Yeah, just any type of these side hustles, like they're not easy. Like you have to put in effort, you have to put in work. They're definitely possible. Anybody can do it. It's just the matter of how much work you put in. So that's a big one. If you learn how to do it, if you really take time, and you don't have to. A lot of people sell courses. You don't have to you don't have to buy a course because a lot of these courses they do, especially on Amazon, are like 1,000, 1,500, even more.
I've learned about it just by YouTube. Dude.
Exactly. Yeah. If you
straight
just watch
YouTube and Facebook groups.
Yeah. If you watch a few YouTube videos, but you really have to understand it though. It's not gonna just be one 1 hour YouTube video. You're gonna have to watch a few to really understand it, and then just doing it yourself, like actually making the leap to go ahead and start doing it. It's basically drop shipping. It's a form of drop shipping. It's also a slash arbitrage, which is just, if you don't know arbitrage is, it's basically just buying something for a low price and selling it for a higher price. Like that's all it is. So that's one that was really that was good that I learned about. And like I said, there was a bunch of different ones. So I'm trying to think of one that's kind of
any weird ones you would have never thought that were like kind of popular.
Weird ones.
Not weird, but like I guess.
Man, I mean,
common.
Yeah, a lot of his examples were people like doing courses. Like one that really stuck out to me was a woman who she started a course on showing other women how to manage basically how to manage work and after having a child.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Really?
So
do you know what it was called?
I don't remember what it's called. I can go back and give it to you, but
okay.
But yeah, she created a course. She put it on Udemy, and the course was doing great. And after she did that course, she ended up branching off and did like 3 more courses about it. But it was because she was having such a hard time. She was talking about how she would have days where she would be just on the kitchen floor crying because she was a single mom. She had 2 kids. She said after she had her first kid, it didn't feel like she just had 1 extra kid. She said it didn't feel like it doubled. She said it felt like now she had 80 kids. That's what she said. I thought that was funny because she was like, one plus one with kids is not 2 kids. Now it feels. She was like, now I feel like I have 80.
Yeah, bro. So, can you let me know about this? I want to show it to Lucia.
For sure.
Let me know about this.
Yeah, so I thought that one was really cool. And then yeah, there was a bunch of random ones. There was one about like this lady who ended up selling. She started a business selling popsicles. And
wow, see, that's an uncommon one. That's good.
It was random, but then she turned it into not a six-figure business, but she ended up starting to make like I want to say 70,000 in a year.
That's
but
pretty
still,
good.
just selling
That's really,
popsicles.
yeah.
The interesting thing about this book is like most of the people that he talks about, or I think maybe everybody, they kept their hustles as a side hustle. Like they kept their full-time job. So there's this one guy who was a military vet that he made in 1 year. He was probably the biggest story so far. I still have 2 hours left to go. I think he made like $650,000 in 1 year doing affiliate marketing.
Wow.
Yeah, basically he showed people how to, or not showed people, but he had partnerships, and whenever people would download an app, he would get a percentage of that. Just for advertising it on his site. So that's basically what affiliate marketing is.
That's crazy.
And, yeah.
So what? It's on Audible.
Yeah, it's on Audible.
Downloading it today. I got 1 credit right now.
Nice. Yeah. So there's a bunch. I could talk for a while about it. There was a lot of different ones. There was this mother and son team that he was the son was a little league player. He's like 11 years old, and he manufactured a new athletic cup that was more comfortable for kids to wear, and they ended up turning it into a huge business. There were 2 guys who made like these granola bars that they ended up selling in Pete's Coffee.
It's pretty much like Shark Tank in a book.
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, and that's one of my favorites. It's one of my top 5 favorite shows, Shark Tank. So that's why I read books like this, because it's they're very interesting to me. Yeah, and inspiring. It puts you in a creative mindset.
I was just about to say it gets you in the right mindset. That's
so I thought it was really cool. So those 2 books are really good. Yeah, definitely recommend them.
For sure. So I just I saw that Raina had posted a book that she's been reading. Do you know what that's called?
Yeah, and I was gonna.
I actually ended up
Thanks for
buying
me.
it.
Yeah,
so,
and Raina's that's my girlfriend. For those who didn't know, but yeah, she just finished a book called Broken Ladder by Keith Payne.
There you go.
And it's so what's the word I'm looking for? It's very relatable to what's going on right now.
That's what. Yeah.
So it's crazy. Yeah.
That's what the comment or the reviews were saying.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
I for sure I bought it right away when she posted it. I was like, I know Mike probably read it too, so I'm gonna just buy it right now. Or knows more about it because she talks about it.
Yeah, I feel like I read the book from everything that she was telling me about.
Yeah, I bet.
She was a sociology major, so the stuff she was reading about like reminded me of a lot of stuff that she would learn about when we were in college and kind of tell me about and stuff. And yeah, she's brilliant. She's really smart, so she's able to really process the information, understand, and then she was just like, yeah, I felt like I read the book. She was pretty much recited the whole book back to me. But it's amazing.
I'll let you know what I think, man. See if there's any like psychology stuff in there that I might know.
Yeah.
For sure.
You'll like it for sure.
All right, well, let's get into our favorite topic of the damn near about to be the whole year, the coronavirus.
For sure, the big C.
The big C.
Talk about the big C.
They extended lockdown till April 30th.
April 30th?
Yeah. How you feel about that?
You
kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, it was expected. I wouldn't be surprised if they extended it another month.
Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if they extended to like June 6th or something.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like because the peak is supposed to be mid-May, so the what would make sense is for them to end the lockdown on when it starts to come down. We're on we're on the downside. So I would expect like June 1st to be a realistic time for them to end the shut. And even when they end the shutdown, it'll probably just be for like business, like for people to go back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, slowly movie theaters and stuff like that will slowly open, maybe July or something. Is it safe to assume summer's canceled?
Nah, summer's definitely not canceled.
Why is it not canceled? You can't go to like the beach and stuff in June and stuff, I don't think.
I mean...
Dude, wait, Alex was at the beach last weekend. Did you see that?
Yeah. Alex is a good friend of ours. Shout out Alex Suttis.
We gotta get him up here, but
yeah, I mean,
I really wanted to hit him up. It was like, what are you doing? All the way to Pittsburgh Beach.
Well, I feel like we don't have to cancel summer. I mean, going to the beach is not like, if you're going to there's not gonna be a lot of people at the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I feel like people.
But if it's a lockdown, how you gonna? I mean, I guess if it opens up in June, there's still summer, June and July. But as far as people being paranoid,
practice social distancing at the beach.
What?
Yeah, there's not gonna be of that many people at the like. We're not in Florida where it's spring break and you know what I'm saying. Like you go to like places like beaches in Half Moon Bay that I've been to on hot days, hot summer where there's not a lot of people there. Like you know what I'm saying. Like you can.
No,
I'm sure there wasn't a lot of people at Piss. There's activities you can do.
Have you ever been to Johnson Beach, bro?
No.
Lake Berryessa area.
Oh, and no, actually I haven't. No.
Like you can't go to that beach. It's a public beach and it's like packed. Like me and Alex went last summer and like it's crazy packed. Like I just feel like there's too much of a risk, or at least people are gonna be too scared. I understand like the little Bay Area beaches because we're the Bay Area and no one wants to go to the beach because of the weather. So I get that. I'm saying
you can be creative.
if you go somewhere else like LA, maybe Venice is gonna probably be shut, right? This is all speculation, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying because I have a trip in Mexico that I'm like I'm about to just cancel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think there's stuff you can do. Shoot, I can go out to my balcony and get a good tan probably.
That's true. I mean, I got a backyard. I low-key want to put a slip and slide in the backyard.
I don't think we need to cancel anything. I think there's a lot of ways to still enjoy your summer and enjoy the outdoors.
Enjoy your 2 weeks of summer, guys.
Hiking trails aren't closed. Like,
no, I know you're still.
The hill by my house isn't closed. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of being outside though, they issued a rule where you have to wear some type of cloth on your face. And so it could be a bandana. They highly advise not to wear any mask, N95 mask. Save those if you have extra for the hospitals. Donate them, but wear some type of cloth or bandana or anything. I'm kind of feeling that because I would love to wear a bandana at work, just for the look. So yeah, I gotta go into work with like I'm bringing my Colorado College ski mask. So I'll be wearing that and selling Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not intimidating at all.
No.
But I feel like I can't really. I mean, I can't trust anything the CDC or the WHO says. Like, I don't understand how you go from telling people not to wear masks to making it all but mandatory. That's why I don't know. I don't really like. I don't trust any of this. I don't trust the statistics they put out. I don't trust anything. Like, how do you walk back on, like, you guys are health experts, and you say, like, you're telling everybody masks don't do anything, masks don't help, and now you're making it pretty much mandatory for people to wear masks. Like, that's really weird to me. So, that's all I had to say about that.
That's a deep dive into Mike's brain, guys. I feel it. They're very confusing.
Right. So
how
am I supposed to trust all these statistics you guys are putting out? I'm hearing a lot of the tests are false positive too. A lot of the
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I'm sure they are. And you know what's the other thing that annoys me is like the amount of I don't know. It's just the way they're pushing everything is just crazy. Like for example, somebody could have like I read about this dude. He was a kicker for the Saints this morning. And he died at the age of
70.
He died at the age of 73, and like the headline is like dies from complications to coronavirus. And then you read the article and it's like he's been battling Alzheimer's and dementia for like the last decade.
That's why I didn't even open the article. I already knew.
You guys want to put that it's the coronavirus. Yeah. So I'm just like most of these people are. I don't want.
I mean, bro,
I don't want people to hate me, but
no. I mean, like first of all, you shouldn't be shocked. One, they do this in every industry. They do this in the music industry. When someone fucks up, what's the first thing they put? The fuck up, right? But then they don't dive into the story. You actually have to go read and do your own research into the rumors. You know, like when TMZ posts something, they just post a headline. You know, when TMZ posted Kobe's death, R.I.P., they posted just the headline. And then had to delete it because they didn't know all the information. It's just people out there just doing stuff for the headline. You know what I mean?
Right. But
and that goes to the football example. Right?
Yeah.
Obviously, dude had a lot of complications. Everyone we've seen has had complications due to or before dying from corona. I think there's been limited cases. I mean, we don't really know because people lie, but limited cases on people dying from corona that really haven't had any health problems. So
Yeah, I'm just saying. There's just
You don't know what to
there's
believe.
just there's just hidden agendas with a lot of this stuff, and I just don't like the way that information is put out.
I
So
feel it.
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
For
saying.
sure.
I'm not downplaying anything or trying to make anybody upset about the coronavirus. I'm just saying the way information is put out to us is it's definitely in a manipulative type way by the media and by the government. But anyway, let's go ahead and move into the next section.
Yeah, the big C is done for now. We'll talk about something, I'm sure, next week. Anyways, let's get into our Hella Misguided segment, where we tend to guide you to a better future. What are a couple things people have been misguided about lately that you'd like to clear up? Any misconceptions?
That I like to clear up. Shoot. Well, actually, I thought you had a pretty good one today that you wanted to lead off with.
Okay, yeah, we could. So, right now, what I think people are kind of misguided on is working for someone else during trying times like this. There's been a lot of people who have been laid off or have had their businesses shut down or slowed, and they're kind of in this mindset of where, okay, well, my business is not doing anything, I'm done, or I got laid off, I'm just gonna go to unemployment. Personally, me, I hate relying on the government. Unemployment would be my last thing. I know it's cool, you get money and you're just chilling at home, but I hate that. And I hate relying on checks because I know what the government does and how they fuck people over. And I just don't like it. So I just think a lot of people are misguided on in trying times like this, they need to go get a side hustle. And that goes to the point of there's 100 side hustles. That was just in the book. There's plenty more, but there's a lot of creative things out here, and you got a lot of time on your hands. And if you're sitting at home and either you just been laid off or you're not making as much money from your side hustle, I think you really need to invest your time in a side hustle. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that I mean, I definitely understand your point, and I think that there's some people that I understand people who don't want to do things that just because of fear of contracting the virus or things, or not wanting to put themselves out there. So, but I do think that I think that it's a good idea to find other ways to make money during times like this, like you said, maybe doing like a gig type service, like I don't know, like DoorDash or Amazon Flex or things like that to help support their business, keep their business from
and a good thing
keep
about
their business afloat.
Those big businesses is that they've been really supportive of people being aware of public safety and as far as not spreading the coronavirus. They I've been doing DoorDash every day after work and making a lot of money. So a lot of people are tipping a lot extra too, which is really cool. Which I talked about last week. But the big companies have been doing a lot as far as no contact deliveries, which I think is really cool, and I actually like it way better. You go pick up the food through a window or something, get in your car, and then you just drop it at their door.
And I personally don't think. I think it's very low risk. I don't think you're really putting yourself at risk for getting
And I want to emphasize that though is people
who
are scared, like you said, to go out and put themselves into the public, but you kind of got to do what you got to do right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's low risk.
Yeah, I think it's low risk, and I think I do understand people's fear, but like you said, it's low risk, and it's something that I don't think people should. I feel like some people may be prideful and not wanting to not wanting to go and I don't want to do DoorDash or I don't want to go and sign up to be an Amazon Flex delivery driver or something. I would caution against Uber just because I don't want to have people in my car right now.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
I think the food ones are big right now because a lot of restaurants need it.
Yeah.
So you're helping the community as well and your small businesses in your community.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are ordering because a lot of people are eating all their quarantine snacks that they stacked up on for 2 weeks. So
I'm glad you brought that up because I did have a couple people asking me last time. They're like, "Wow, Juwan DoorDashes every day and he's not scared of getting coronavirus and stuff like that." So I think it is good that that you're kind of clarifying that.
Yeah,
because it is something that a lot of people can do to help add a little extra in. Because if you did go ahead and sign up for unemployment, which I would recommend to do that if you're eligible, because a lot of people need it during this time.
What are they?
But there's a good chance
that's only if you lost your job, right?
It is if you. It's not only if you lost your job. They extended it to independent contractors, small business owners, people who do Airbnb for a living, people who do Uber. Just they extended it to a plethora of different people with this new bill. So I would definitely recommend it. And they also offered a $600 bump per week for the next I want to say month or so. Those people, but regardless of that, you're still probably not going to see your check or anything like that, or unemployment to kick in for maybe even a month. Like like my sister had to apply for it a few weeks ago when they first shut down schools. So like doing a side hustle like one of these independent driver positions is something that could help you see quick money now, and it's something that I think that people to sum up, you shouldn't be fearful of it. Or I think there's a lot of ways you could eliminate risk in that way and still be able to make a side income during trying times.
And there's a lot of people that's been signing up for unemployment too. I think that last week they estimated about 6.6 million or
something like that. Yeah,
it's crazy numbers.
I think it just continues to go up.
Yeah, for sure. It's for sure gonna keep going. Next week will probably be double that. So especially with the extended lockdown, man, a lot of jobs, we're expecting to go back April 7th, and now it's...
and that's this week. So, a lot of people were expecting to go back this week, and, kind of just got those plans kind of, just changed drastically.
Yep. So, side hustles, guys, which we're going to end that there. But I'm glad you brought that, $100 side hustle book up. So that's perfect. I mean, go check that out and see what you want to do, and look into stuff you can create. You got a lot of time on your hands. Let's see what you guys are doing out there. Hit us up at themisguidedpod@gmail.com and let us know exactly what you guys are doing out there. If you want to talk about your side hustle on the show, hit us up. I kind of want to dive into the SBA loan that they...
that's a good topic. Yeah, absolutely.
For small businesses. So you want to touch up on a little bit? I'm sure you did your research.
Yeah, I've definitely been doing my research on the SBA loan. So there's different programs that they have for the SBA loan, and I know that there's different qualifications that you have to hit. Not everybody's eligible for it, but one of the big things that they have right now is that you'll go ahead and so for those who aren't familiar with the SBA loan, the Small Business Association or a Small Business Administration loan, it's usually a very long process to go ahead and apply for it. It takes a while, but now they've expedited everything because of the disaster, and it literally takes about 10 minutes to apply for it. So that's one of the things, and there's a lot less parameters that you have to hit to be able to qualify. So those are...
Yeah, I heard all you had to do, like a lot of people doing it, all you had to do was enter like your gross income from your small business and your information, and that's it.
Yeah, it's really easy. It's really easy to do. And
obviously they're going to do checkups later though.
Yeah.
So don't just go in there saying you got a business that you ain't really got and you making this money that you ain't really got, because they're going to check up later. Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that's really cool about it that is... and this is straight from their site, so this is not something that I'm making up. But if you apply for the loan, at the end of the application, you click a box that says, "I would like to be eligible for the $10,000 advance payment." And what happens is, and this is what they're saying on the site, and I did some research. This is what a lot of other people are saying about it as well. When I say a lot of other people, it's other entrepreneurs that I've listened to talk about it, and just from what I read from the site as well, if you don't qualify for the SBA loan, they'll still send you that $10,000 grant, and you won't have to pay it back. From what I'm understanding, that's from what I understand. That's what it literally says. I swear I read that you had to be approved for the
No,
10.
so even if you're not approved for it, you can still. Some people will still be eligible to get that $10,000.
Got you.
Not all people, but you'll be able to get that $10,000, and you won't have to pay it back. So then it will just turn into a grant.
Now let's talk about this though. Let's talk because I think we're gonna have different opinions on this $10,000 cash advance. You think it's real? I mean, they're saying it's real, but do you think there's gonna be any stipulations later down the road?
It sounds a little too good to be true, but that's
okay.
literally what it says on the site.
It does.
Like that's what it's like.
It does.
I personally think it's too good to be true, and when things are too good to be true, like a lot of times they are, but sometimes they are just loopholes. So I mean, sometimes there are.
But I can't see any loophole here. I see them giving the 10,000 to those selected. And not everyone's gonna get it, but I
But
see
if it's a grant, if it is a grant, that's what a grant is. It's money that you don't have to pay back.
No, but so I think agree.
And that's what they're saying.
Also, I don't think you can just apply for 10,000. I think you got to go over 10,000. As I was reading a little bit.
No,
more.
It's literally just a box. It's just a check.
No, I get that, but I'm saying on the application, don't you have to say how much you want in the loan? It's not just like
no,
you only could get 10,000 grant.
No. You apply for the loan. You don't put an amount that you want. You put your gross income. Then you put your cost of goods earned for the year, and that's the only numbers you put. You don't apply for how much money you want or how much money. Yeah, you don't apply for how much money you want.
Okay, I thought it was like you gotta apply for 15,000, and then you get 10,000 free as a grant, but you still got that 5,000 at a 3.3 interest rate.
I see what
Does
you're
that
saying.
make sense? That's why I was asking.
So that's one of the loans. Also through the CARES Act, another one of the loans, which is different, and there's a few of them, but I know for a fact the other one it's like a paycheck relief program. So that one is like it's incentive for businesses they're incentivizing you to take out this money as a loan, so that way you can still pay your employees. Yeah.
So the other one,
and those loans will be those are loans, but they'll be forgiven. Or at least they're saying that they'll be forgiven after a certain amount of time, so you won't have to pay them back after a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to go back to this $10,000 one because it was similar to what you just brought up. The $10,000 grant, I guess, they say it on the website. It's only going to be a grant if you can prove later down the road that you've paid for employees, that you paid your employees to keep your operations running, and you have to show that, and a rent, and they said excessive utilities such as like high maintenance bills. It cannot be used to expansion. They said that on the website. No expansion, obviously. But it's pretty much a grant that is keeping your business afloat. It's not like I'm gonna get this $10,000 and just put it in my bank account and or pay off a loan, another loan. You cannot do that, and you will have to show proof later down the road to get it approved as a grant, or else they're gonna tax your ass. And that's straight up. They said that on the website. They did say it was a grant, but you have to be able to prove it. And then I think they said I think it was 75%. 75% of that $10,000, which is $7,500, has to be proved that you used it in those areas.
Okay, guys, that's some good insight right there.
Yeah.
That's something that I didn't see when reading it, and that's something that I haven't heard.
Yeah, because I was I wanted to apply for it, and I just don't think I don't.
Well,
think
that's
I will.
okay. So you're talking about that's for the specifically the paycheck.
Cash event. The 10,000 cash event. That was specifically for that. I would assume. I would assume it's the same on the CARE Act because you have to. It's for paying for employees, so you have to show that you paid employees.
Well, no, because So here's the thing. One of the stipulations on it is having. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you can be eligible for it if you're a business with no employees, and you can still be eligible. So
because you gotta pay yourself.
So in that case, you don't even have employees to pay, and you can still be eligible for.
Is it a grant or a loan?
It said that's for the SBA loan, but you're still eligible for that $10,000, like I said, which can become a grant. So there's some ambiguity around.
I just don't trust it, guys. I don't want people to be misguided and messing with the government. I hate relying on the government, like I said.
Yeah.
But I just, if you are in dire need, do it. If you don't, and your business is doing okay, or you're at least making even, I don't know how you feel. I would say leave it alone.
I feel like I wouldn't say leave it alone. I would say take advantage of everything you can possibly take advantage of, because if you get denied, then you just get denied.
Oh no, I'm not saying don't apply. I'm just saying like, all right, what? I guess what I'm saying is like, all right, so you apply, you get the 10K advance.
Yeah.
What are you doing with it? If you don't need it, like I just said, if you don't need it, if you're not in dire need, why are you applying? What are you going to use if you don't have employees to pay, and you have to show that later down the road that the proof that you paid employees or that you paid your expensive rent to keep your business, and they mean not your house rent, not your mortgage. They mean like your rent if you are like a shop owner or something like that. So like, for us in our business, I don't think.
I'm saying if you have a chance for if it ends up turning into a grant and it's free money, I don't see the harm in applying. That's my thing.
Are you gonna apply?
If it's yeah.
Cool. What are you gonna do with the money?
What am I gonna do with the money? Help keep my business afloat.
I'm curious because like I feel like, we talked about it in previous. I see a spider over there in the corner. I really want to kill it, but we've talked about it. And like our businesses aren't struggling, so it's like
they're not. But like I said, and this was 2 podcasts ago. Even though my business is struggling, I still got my payments waived for my vehicles. I still got my payments away from my credit card bills, and that's what I would recommend for everyone to do. Just because you don't need it, it's still a better time to take advantage of things to get it to help you be ahead. So regardless of if you need it or not, like there's no other time we're gonna be able to get 3 months waived on credit card bills, 3 months waived on your car payment, 3 months waived on your loans. So I'm saying take advantage of anything you could possibly take advantage of, because just because you're good now doesn't mean you're going to be fine 3 to 6 months from now. Doesn't mean you're going to be fine if this lasts a year, which I'm not saying it's going to, but no one knows anything about this. So I say take advantage of anything you possibly can. That's my advice.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, for sure. All right, well, that's the SBA loans. Let's talk about the Facebook grant. I think you brought it up a week ago.
Yeah, the Facebook grant.
I don't think it was set in stone. Now it is.
Yeah, so what I did was I signed up for notifications. I went to their site, and that was maybe 2 weeks ago.
I have their site up right now, and it pretty much tells you it's full blown right now.
Oh,
like
so you can apply for it now.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
It says who's eligible, so I'll just go over kind of who's eligible. But it says up to 30,000 eligible small businesses in more than 30 countries will be granted this. And you have to have between 2 and 50 employees, have to have been in business for over a year, have experienced challenges from COVID-19, and be in a near location to a Facebook branch or something like that. So like,
cool. I'll apply for that too.
Yeah. So I looked at it, and those were the stipulations or requirements. I don't think it was a set number, but it's grants. Those are actual grants.
Yeah.
Those are not loans. They're gonna just be Facebook got money. They're just throwing it.
Yeah.
But you gotta kind of prove that you experienced hardships through COVID-19, and I feel like since thousands of businesses are gonna be trying for this,
pretty much
every business is
hardships.
Yeah. So I don't know how easy it's gonna be to get approved.
But definitely apply for it. Like, I would recommend everybody who has a small business to apply for it.
Yeah.
Like I said, apply for everything that's accessible, anything. You got to take advantage of anything.
Especially if it's a full-on grant. Like, there's nothing they're going to hit you with later down the road, I would assume, since it's Facebook. But yeah, I think that was really cool, and I really dig that Facebook's doing that.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be applying. Like I said, I pulled it up before you got here.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good information. Definitely every small business owner should go ahead and apply for that Facebook grant. It's free money, potential free money.
Facts, and good luck to those who get approved. Yeah, that wraps up our Hella Misguided section. Sorry, guys. But yeah, we just kind of want to, guide you in the right direction on those topics, and we've been doing a lot of research every day. Like Mike said, he turned on notifications, and he gets notified every time there's a change. So we just kind of want to express our thoughts on what we think think about those topics, and I hope you get a little better understanding of the business mentality that's happening right now, and you choose to do what's right for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. There's as you can see, we have different opinions about certain things and taking money, but yeah, you got to do your research, do what you think is best for you, and yeah, just do whatever you can to make sure that you're surviving during this time. And we said the same thing last week. Just make sure you're getting through. The biggest things in this is to make sure you're healthy and try to do your best to keep your business alive, so that way you can come out on the other side and start to actually make profits, start to expand. And because I don't want people to think that their goals are out of reach now. So do whatever you can to just keep going, keep moving, and once this is over, you'll be able to see that your success is still within reach.
Facts. Amen. Preach. praying hands emoji. For sure. Let's get into our guided conclusion section, where we ask each other one question that we don't know is the question. And this will give you an idea of kind of who we are and how we think, and it's just a cool way to end the podcast. So, what's your question? I know I went last week.
Yeah. So for you, what would you do if you were in charge of the Treasury Department? What do you think would be the best way to fund small businesses? What do you think would be the best solution to go and help? Because obviously you're not a fan of the SBA loan or the SBA or the grants that the SBA is giving. So how would you change it?
Ooh, I don't know, bro. I know.
Yeah, how would you make this fair? You know.
How would I make it fair? I guess I would really put in the contract that this is an actual grant. I would have which they're probably gonna have, strict requirements of showing that that the people applying and that are approved are actually struggling from COVID-19. There's gonna be a lot of people out there, and I already know, that are gonna apply for it just cause it's there, right? But don't actually need it, as opposed to a business who does need it. So there has to be some fairness as to who's getting the 10,000, because I'd be mad as hell if someone just applied to apply and got the 10,000, as to a business who literally just went bankrupt and didn't get that.
Right.
So it would be strict requirements on you showing that you deserve it, which I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
And then once you are approved for that, it's absolutely 100% $10,000 grant. But I feel like in some way, if they're just giving, I don't know how many they're gonna approve, but if they're just giving money away like that, I feel like right now they're gonna need some type of way to get money back, which is what I think I've been reading about, is like the interest is like 2.3 to 3.3 or something like that.
Yeah.
They're gonna end up charging that if you're not approved for that 10,000 cash advance. So I can apply, they'll give me the 10,000 in 3 days, but if I'm not approved, then that 10,000 I just took out, I'm gonna have to pay interest on, and that's why I'm scared. So I don't know how I would fix it. I think the only way I could fix it, just going off of this, is that $10,000 is absolutely 100% a grant, approved or not. I guess the only way you'd get it though is if you are approved. You were saying if you don't, if you're not approved, you can still get that $10,000. In my world, if I was in charge, you have to get approved to get that $10,000, and it's 100% a grant.
Yeah.
And then you can pull out whatever you want. You can the rest after that could be a loan, and I'll make my money back by that, because a lot of people need more than $10,000, obviously.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one way I would make my money back if I was the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard question, bro, because I never really I'm not really I don't know. I've never been in that type of position or even thought about that type of position of how to manage America.
Right.
Or the government expenses. But yeah. What about you, man? What would you do?
For me, I would just eliminate the ambiguity. If they're gonna be loans, then I would make sure, I would put like, I think it should be very specific on if this is gonna be a loan, if this is gonna be a grant. I think that it's I think right now as it stands, it's pretty confusing. A lot of it doesn't make sense to me. A $10,000, you're saying you're gonna give a $10,000 cash advance, but then if you don't get approved, then that's gonna turn into a grant. You're not gonna have to pay that money back. They're saying that some people are gonna be able to have their loans forgiven, some people are not. Yeah. I think there's a lot of ambiguity in it, and I understand that it's a very new program that they kind of just made up on the fly. But I do think that I do think that they can do a lot better with making more sense out of it and just having people understand it. So for me, it's like just pick what you're gonna do. If you're gonna make a specific set of these loans available as specifically loans, make some specifically available as grants. Kind of be more specific about who's going to be eligible. If you're going to make all small business owners eligible, but it's very like no one really knows like, am I going to be approved for this? Am I not going to be approved for this? Because it's not a. So yeah, maybe hopefully as they go on, it's going to be more defined. So that's the biggest thing for me. I would make it a lot more defined. Because even just talking about with you right now, I think there's a lot of misinformation and like listening to other entrepreneurs talk about it. Like there's misinformation, and then from what it says on the site, there's misinformation, and then different articles that I'm reading.
We are misguided.
Yeah. So, the SBA loan is a misguided topic. Trying to do our best to help guide you on it, but
but I think we did a good job of explaining both sides and kind of giving a brief summary that goes more into depth than what the website does. Yeah. Because we've listened to other entrepreneurs and people talk about it. Yeah. We've done our research other than one website.
Yeah, I know about 5 people who've applied for it already, and
any success?
That's it. Not yet. Until I hear more success.
See, I keep hearing it's a 3-day
exactly.
Thing.
That's another thing.
That's another misguided topic.
Thing, and it's I've seen people because I think this week was when it rolled out. Either this yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully that when we come back next Sunday, I'll have some success stories, and then that'll be be good because then we can really speak to the success of this, and we can really give some information on it. So stay tuned
and see what the contract says. I need to see what the contract says.
Stay tuned next week. We'll see.
It's funny because actually, you know who told me about this? I didn't even actually know it launched this week. I knew they were talking about it.
Yeah.
But our tax advisor, Bobby.
Oh.
I had hit her up and was like, so I got my tax refund, guys, and I looked at my bank account last week and I was like, oh my God. So I hit up the tax advisor like, thank you so much. But yeah, she told me about it and then sent me the link and I did my research. Guys. Yeah. But yeah. What's your question for, or no, I guess my question for you is, what's better for you, praise or criticism? What helps you grow, or what helps you in your mindset as far as business, praise or criticism?
For me, I would say what helps me better. I would say criticism. Praise is I don't know. I think for me, like, I mean, I love to hear people saying that to hear that I'm doing a good job and to hear that I'm helping people. But I like criticism. I really hate it. Like I hate criticism, but it definitely lights a fire under me. Like when people tell me that I'm doing something wrong or something that, like, yeah, if you tell me I'm not doing something well, then it makes me want to work that much harder to prove you wrong. If you're telling me I can't do something, then it's gonna make me work that much harder to say that yeah, I can do it, and not only can I do it, I can do it at the highest level. So yeah, for me, I would say criticism.
Wait, you said you hate criticism.
I hate criticism, but it fuels me. Yeah.
What do you hate about it specifically? Do you just hate that people are kind of judging you in a way? You think it's a way of judgment, or what if the criticism is coming from a good place?
Like constructive criticism?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I still hate it.
Yeah, no, I'm just hey, we're trying to give the audience
I'm just being honest. If somebody criticizes, if I get criticism, like I take it very well. Like I take criticism very well, and I'm able to go ahead and change it. But in my head, like, I don't like it. Like, I'm just being completely honest. Like, if you like, you'll see, like, you'll be like, man, this guy's really receptive. Like, he really takes criticism and makes it and turns it into a positive. But
you know why?
But as soon as as soon as I leave the room, like, yeah, I'm upset. Like, I'm being for real. Like, I don't like to be told that I'm doing something wrong.
That's funny. Nah, I feel it because the reason I asked is because I know you played sports, and to me, sports taught me how to take criticism, which I'm sure it did for you, and that's why you said you're very receptive. But it also taught me personally not to hate it so much, and that's why I asked is because you said you hate it instantly, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I hate failing, but I don't look at it as like that. Like, I look at it as more as a lesson than something that I hate and try to avoid.
Well, and that's a big thing for me is I'm literally my toughest critic. So, like, I'm already telling myself all this stuff that, like, I know I'm doing wrong. So then to hear that same exact thing from somebody else, it's like, I just now beat myself up for this same thing, and now you're beating me up for it too. So it's like I'm getting beat twice. So that's
that's what I needed to hear.
Why
right
I hate criticism.
I'm glad you extended on that. That's actually I feel it. That's actually why I not hate it, but that's actually why I think differently about it is like I hate getting beat up twice. Like when I already do something and I know I messed up, and then someone comes in and hits me with like, hey, I think you should have did this. I'm like, I already know. I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. So
absolutely.
Thank you for explaining.
My girlfriend tells me like that I say for sure and definitely way too much on the podcast, and I'm like, so when I go back and after she listens to it and tells me, I'm like, I know I said it like 18 times.
That's actually why me and Lucia argue a lot is because she already tell me something. I'm like, I already know, but then I don't let her know that I already know. So it's
right.
Like, yeah, I feel it.
So would you say criticism as well, or would you say praise?
What's better for you? Damn. I'd say I'm gonna go with praise today, bro. I think it might change every day though. I'm gonna go with praise. Reason being is because, like you said, which was a very important thing, I am my biggest critic, right? So if I am my biggest critic and I have other people around me criticizing me, then I just feel trapped in this circle, you know, of just not going anywhere or just failure. And sometimes you need that praise to lift you up. If you're your biggest criticism, maybe you need a teammate who's gonna praise you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're gonna be your yes man or yes girl or partner or whatever.
Yeah.
But that praise or that kind of understanding, okay, hey, you know, here's what I think you should do, but you've been doing a really good job, and I see the growth, you know?
Yeah.
I think that might help me in the long run as opposed to someone criticizing me on top of me criticizing me.
Yeah.
And I'm just feel like I'm not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, I get that.
But like I said, it could change every day because sometimes I do need some. I think it does change every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need my girl to be a critic. Sometimes I need her to just lift me up and be like, hey, let's just look over this. You're gonna get through it. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. And I think that's valuable information for you guys. We'd love to hear from you guys. You can hit us up at the Misguided Podcast. Let us know your thoughts on what you think of each episode. If you learned anything, if you didn't, let us know. Critique us. All right, Mike, don't get mad. But yeah, hit us up at Gmail, themisguidedpod@gmail.com. And that wraps up episode 7. Mike, where can I hit you at?
Instagram at Mikey, MIKEYYFI.
And you can hit me up at Juwan Rohan Music. And you can hit us up at the Misguided Podcast. And that wraps us up. The Misguided Podcast, where we're here to guide you to a better future.